Last year, we were so over COVID, so it was the year of concerts. The first concert we went to was the Garth Brooks Stadium Tour, and as you can see, it made headlines in all kinds of ways. First of all, it was the first concert at Rice-Eccles Stadium in 10 years, so that was significant. Second of all, it broke a Ticketmaster record. In 30 minutes, the entire stadium was sold out. 50,000 tickets. And not to mention, the night of the concert, it was in the high 90s. It was hot outside. Garth actually delayed the concert until 9 p.m. because it was just too hot in that stadium. And at the end of the show, he dropped a bombshell surprise. He said, "We left a lot of people in line. This was the fastest sellout we've ever had, or Ticketmaster's ever had." He said, "As much as I love that, and as much as I'm thankful for that, all I can think about are those people who waited as long as you, and they didn't get a ticket. So I'm going to do something stupid right now." And at that point, he warned everybody. He said, "You know what? I haven't even talked to the stadium about this. I haven't talked to my people about this. So here we go." He said, "This tour ends in the summer of 22. Before this stadium tour ends, I would like to come back here to Utah, to Salt Lake City." And of course, the stadium went wild, and he loved it. Now, I had never been to a Garth Brooks concert before. Neither had my husband or anyone in my family. And so I just wanted to tell you real quick why we chose to go to this concert. Prior to last year, I had learned that Garth Brooks had won 7 times the Entertainer of the Year award with country music. No one else has been able to do that before, so he's definitely set a record. In fact, in 2019, he finally pulled out because he said, "You know what, I've won this so many times and I'm getting a lot of backlash for it, so we're good. Let's give someone else a chance." So when I learned this, I thought, okay, if he ever comes to Utah again, I am definitely going to see his show, because I want to see what makes him such a great entertainer. Now, it's funny because I have never owned any Garth Brooks music. Growing up, I have a lot of memories with his music. My dad used to always play his music in the car. We'd be on these long car rides, and a song would come on like Thunder Rolls, and we'd all sing it together. So I have a lot of great memories with his music. Those were good times in my childhood, and my dad was a great singer. I wouldn't call myself a Garth Brooks fan because I don't own his music, and it's funny that my kids didn't even know any of his music, so I kind of felt bad about that. So I was excited to go to his show, and we decided that we would take our oldest son, Gabe, since he's so into music right now. That's such a big part of his life. He's in a band, and we thought he would love to see what it's like to attend a concert with over 50,000 people in a big stadium, which he absolutely loved. He said, "It didn't even matter that I didn't even know who Garth Brooks was and I didn't know any of his songs, because I loved the energy of that stadium, and he was so entertaining." It was a good show. It definitely wasn't boring. And without further ado, here are the highlights of that night.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Garth Brooks live in Salt Lake. Playing Garth Brooks. Would you like me to turn it up?
Somebody's got to start to lift you up. Somebody's got to unwind. Somebody's got to find that hard guitar out on the county line. With pretty things and a fan of sleeves that gets them all out on the floor. Somebody's got to swing your door. Somebody's got to shoot that pistol. Somebody's got to drink that beer. Somebody the sunlight. Raindrops on the windshield, the storm moving. He's headed back from somewhere that he never should have been. And the double road, the double road. Every light is burning in a house across town. Spaced by the telephone, interfering back down. Asking for a miracle, hoping she's not right. Praying it's the weather that's kept him out all night. Bring it! And the thunder. Yeah! The thunder rolls. And the light that shines. One goes cold. All the sleepless night. As the smoke goes low. And the joy. Deep in her heart. Thunder rolls. When it's everybody.
Next up was for King and Country. Now this was the first concert my kids had ever seen. A couple years ago they came to Utah and they performed at the Maverick Center, and it was a really good show. They had really good stage props, just the way they set up everything was just amazing. They sang on this giant ship. It was really cool. And so this next concert was in a smaller venue. It was outdoors and it was in Sandy. And when I found out Echo Smith would be opening up for King and Country, we really wanted to go. We love Echo Smith, and we had bought the tickets a year prior, and then the show got canceled. It got postponed because of COVID. So the second time around, when they actually came, Echo Smith was no longer the opening act, and we were pretty bummed about that, but nonetheless, we still went and had a great time. We know all the songs. For King and Country, they're two brothers, originally from Australia, and they write and record Christian music, and they've won a ton of awards. They've performed with Dolly Parton. One of their songs has her in it. They also have done a song with Echo Smith, and their music is great. It's awesome. We love it. So we were excited to go, and we decided to bring along my cousin. She loves Christian music, and she doesn't get out a lot. So we took my cousin, we bought her a ticket, and then we bought a ticket for my daughter's friend to give her a chance to come hear this great music. And it was a really good night. We had a really great time, and I ran into some old childhood friends I hadn't seen in years. My sister and her family also had tickets, so we ran into them, and we hung out a little bit afterwards in the parking lot. So it was a really good night. We had a really great time, and I highly recommend their music. They're amazing performers, and they do a lot with drums. And so you know we love drums in our family. We've got some drummers, and so this is always a great show.
free and safe friend. Down for love, up for air. I'm the water, overjoyed. Who knows this artist? Walk the walk I'm supposed to. Walk, walk, and love like a basket. Big plans not fail. Give life for another. Take time for another. Fight for the equals. We got the freedom. Not fail the battle. Stand tall and put it up. Everybody over here. Fix my eye, my eye. Oh no, oh oh, oh oh, oh oh, oh no. Things of earth. Oh, you everyone to sit there with a sing. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. And even when you think you're finished, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. On rising out of the dark into the light. It's not over. You rising, never giving in, never give up. It's not over. Step back, that's the world. Step back, that's the world. Now you set my soul. I'm supported in your heart. Until the winds are leaving. Yes, redemption sings done. Long live the human heart. Here's to a brand new start. Love resides in breathing. To live a life of freedom. To everyone sitting there with me. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. And even when you think you're finished, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Keep on. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. For the lonely, for the ashamed, the misunderstood and the ones to blame. What if we could start over? We could start over. We could start over. We could start over. No, for the lonely, for the ashamed, the misunderstood and the ones to blame. What if we could start over? We could start over. We could start over. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows. Yeah, let it go, yeah. Down in my heart to stay. I need the joy, down in my heart to stay. You made us feel so very loved.
And the last concert of the year that we went to was Three Dog Night. So let me just tell you, when I saw that these guys were coming to my town where I live, right here in Layton, Utah, I knew I had to tell my dad, because for as long as I can remember, this band has been one of his all-time favorite bands ever. I remember when I was a kid, he would always sing their songs, and my dad, he was in a band, he was the lead singer, so music is a big part of his past, and I just have so many memories of my dad singing growing up as a kid, and these were some of the songs he would always sing. And it's so funny, it's not until you go to one of their concerts that you realize how many songs of theirs you actually know. You just didn't realize it was them. So one of those songs is Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. I think that's probably their most popular song that most people know them for, but as you watch these highlights, I think you'll be surprised at how many other songs you're going to recognize. So as this band was telling us about their story, I can't get the numbers right, I don't remember, but I was so amazed and blown away with how many #1 hits they've had, how many records they've sold over the years, how much their music has influenced music all over the world and pop culture. And as they were talking about awards they've received and records they've reached and broken, I was really amazed at their history and their talent. So just in case you're curious as to what the name of the band means, let me tell you. Some say it originated in the Australian outback, and others point to Alaska or Siberia. But either way, no matter where it came from, the expression Three Dog Night means a night so bitterly cold that you would need 3 dogs in bed with you to keep you warm. My dad was really excited to go to the show. We got tickets, and it was my husband and I and him and a friend, and we all went together and had a great time. And it was so fun to watch my dad stand up and sing along to every single song. Of course, he knew all the words. So this was a really fun night, and without further ado, here are the highlights of that night.
Whenever I feel you closing in on me, I want to move. When life comes too fast, I might repeat the dance. I'll be back country. For the reason that we What's all these crazy questions you're asking me? This is the craziest party that could ever be. Don't turn on the lights 'cause I don't want to see. The prayer of the children on bended knees in the shadow of an unknown room. Empty eyes with no more tears to cry, turning heavenward toward the light. Will someone help me to see the morning light of one more day? But if I should die before I wake, I pray my soul to take. Can you feel the hearts of the children aching for hope, for something of their very own, reaching hands with nothing to hold?